民跟后佛，赞扬人民政府，今天胜利了。
但是你们能不能？
刚才也问我啊，我可以回半点去，无可有奉告。你们也不高兴。
哎，什么叫中国共产党啊？党叫干啥就干啥。
黑夜即将到来，一定要做好准备。
是。
干死共产党！不干死共产党，绝不罢休！
消灭中共是正义的需要。
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the CCP, Exposing the CCP, and we're happy to see you again. Today, we're going to discuss something about the CCP's military parade happened in September 3rd. And first of all, let's welcome our two friends, Chris and also Mr. 007 Truth. And say hi, Chris.
Hi everyone. I'm happy to be on the show again today. Thank you.
Great. Also good to see you again, brother Truth.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Z and Truth. Z and Chris. Welcome to our program, our brothers sisters. Great to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. So the September 3rd, there's a huge military parade led by dictator Xi and a bunch of other dictators on the stage. And you may have many questions. Someone may be shocked by the military advancement of the CCP's military. Some people may be shocked by the shameless of the CCP's leader about their dictatorship. Some may wonder, what's going on? What happened with the Chinese economy, politics, military, etc. So today we're going to discuss about that. And we'll first review some videos, and then we'll come back and discuss.
Marked a global turning point. Tanks, drones, and hypersonic missiles rolled out as Xi Jinping signaled the birth of a new order, an anti-US alliance of rogue regimes bound by ambition and stolen power from their people. A day earlier, intelligence from the NFSC revealed that Putin and Xi had agreed to exchange all weapons technologies, strengthening their bid to dominate the global arms market. In this new era of warfare, AI-driven unmanned systems, biochemical weapons, and hybrid tactics, political, economic, supply chain, cyber, and media warfare are rewriting the rules of combat. This rough league offers autocrats a path to lifetime rule. Xi even pledged a health assistance package to elites from the 20 member states at the September 1st Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. For decades, American strength deterred such coalitions. That era is fading. The CCP is now arming partners with stolen U.S. innovations and openly challenging the free world. This is the rise of communist dictators backed by muscle and menace. The question, will the free world rise to meet it?
Yeah, I think it's just a brief summary, about what's going on. I'm not sure if many of you follow the news and maybe even watch the parade for a little bit. I know, the rest of all over the world are focusing on the Beijing at that time because everybody want to say, what she's going to do. Is it going to really attack Taiwan? Is it going to show something different? And a lot of questions, a lot of confusions, and also there are a lot of internal intelligence from NFSC, and we're going to share about that today. So let's first go to Chris. Chris, could you share with us about your experience and your thoughts on this Xi Jinping's parade?
Sure. So like Xi Jinping is different from the previous CCP leaders, such as Hu Jintao. During Hu Jintao's term, the CCP military parades mainly involved internal CCP leaders' participation without inviting foreign president. But Xi Jinping is different. Xi Jinping has promised the party high members that he must take Taiwan back, whether by military force to take Taiwan back or through infiltration to make Taiwan surrender by itself. During Xi Jinping's term, both military parades invite head of state from other countries to participate. For example, in 2015, the CCP military parade invited Russian President Putin, South Korean President Park Geun-hye, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. In 2025, the CCP military parades invites Russian President Putin, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, and from the South, 26 national leaders attended the military parades. The key point is that no leaders from Western countries attended this military parade in 2025. So this military parade also represents that Xi Jinping has currently completed the centralization of power. Previously, he disappeared for a period of time. The rumor circulating outside that he has lost power around. In the NFSC live broadcast explanation of the military parade, Mr. San Piao pointed out the key points, which is that Xi Jinping successfully dismantled the previous CCP system. Deng Xiaoping's intergenerational designated successor. Jiang Zemin's 9-person governance and division of spoils. Hu Jintao's cultivation, training, and succession system. Xi Jinping's dictatorship surpassed Mao Zedong. If Mao Zedong's degree of dictatorship is 90%, then Xi Jinping's degree of dictatorship is 99%. So Xi Jinping's current method of controlling the CCP system is like this. Xi Jinping commands the PLA and then use the PLA to command the CCP, and then use the CCP to control China. So what Mao Zedong wanted to do back then was to be like an emperor, to pass the leader position to his own family, but he did not succeed. In this military parade, we cannot see the previous CCP leader attending together. Xi Jinping has successfully mastered the PLA, CCP, and China. He is already the emperor of CCP, emperor of China. Xi Jinping has already completed the centralization of power in the CCP. So as long as Xi Jinping is removed, then that it means removing the CCP. So that's how I think for now. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for this summary. You know, there definitely a lot of information. Thank you for even covering the last time's parade. I mean, the military parade is kind of like everybody's familiar, mostly famous or infamous for Hitler's parade during the Second World War. You know, basically showing their enemies about their muscles, their capabilities, their perseverance, you know, or whatever they want to show. But in reality, you know, that's just only a small portion of reflection of the country's status. So maybe something deeper we need to dig in, and for this purposes. And now we go to Mr. Truce about your opinions and concerns, please.
Thank you, Zee. And I basically agree with what Chris laid out. The Xi Jinping has finally controlled 90% of the power. First of the military, and the military control the CCP, then CCP control the people. Because the CCP have about nearly 10% of the population in China, and with which they have so-called party secretaries, start from the villages into towns, and then into county, then regional city, and also to provincial cities, and then right into the capital. So that structure, the hierarchical structure, it's very strong and powerful since the establishment of the CCP's China over the last almost 70 years. So that system, I must say, is based on dictatorship, and the top guy basically on the bottom guy, and it is a very, I must say, very stable, very powerful system. But now, you know, always on the top, if you come to concentrate on one person to control this whole, you know, China, I think that's very powerful and strong, yes, but in the same time, it's very fragile too. Just imagine if Xi Jinping somewhat you know, goes through all this under the banner of anti-corruption. He has killed many generals and senior party members and top business leaders as well, put them all in jail. There's over almost 2 million of them. So this hatred that must be accumulated to a level is so high, and something can happen to Xi Jinping, no matter how strong you are. Like, you know, if you review Hitler, what happened in the end, and also Stalin's, okay? If you see the dictatorship can be so overnight turned around. I mean, we see recently anti-corruption protests in Indonesia and in a few other countries as well. So I think in one way it's very strong, but you know what we said in the wisdom of Lao Tzu, yin and yang, when the extremely yin or yang become extreme, then it will turn into yin. So it cannot be sustainable forever. So from a philosophical point of view, and as a summary and wisdom in China, I mean, that's what I think Xi Jinping would understand. Sooner or later, he will be taken off by someone else's. So that's a global, that's a broad picture that we are expecting. But what could happen, who knows? I think when a person have committed so much badness, I think God will take care of them too. So I'm not going to the how bad the economy is. I mean, people are starving. Unemployment probably hit like almost 70% in real figures. If you have people living in China, you find them the credit card system is gone, and also the house market prices dropped some city 80%. Okay, so most middle classes people also facing unemployment or already be unemployed. So when the whole country, when people cannot live anymore, I think that's where the end of dictatorship is. If you review the 2,500 years history in China, that's what happened. I think Xi will have no exception. Back to you, Zee.
Thank you so much. And you know, the most familiar person for the CCP is Miles Guo. You know, since he's standing out to start whistleblowing movement for NFSC and establish NFSC has a lot of intelligence. And we're going to review his video again and then dive in deeper about what does that mean to the U.S. and what can we do, what shall we do to stop the CCP and take them down.
But fellow fighters, you must never forget that Hitler, who loved military parades, ultimately met his end at the hands of the Americans, who never held them. Mao Zedong, who loved military parades the most, murdered everyone who joined him at Tiananmen Square. His comrades, his closest allies. Stalin, who loved military parades more than anyone, and whom Hitler emulated, murdered 99% of his generals. Let's look at the CCP's past 5 major military parades. During those 5 parades, almost no one who stood at Tiananmen Square met a good end, including Mao Zedong himself. Their families were torn apart. They are cursed, and even the earth will not take them after they die. Later, both Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao were defeated by military parades. Military parades are a form of internal repression, an attempt to unify the party's thinking within the military, a way to consolidate power internally, a way to counter external threats and challenges to the party's own shortcomings and crimes, and a smokescreen to cover up internal problems. The timid and the ignorant are frightened. Some may even believe, after watching a military parade, that this regime is unchallengeable and that they must remain loyal to it. Many people even forget that they themselves or their wives and children were violated. Some may even willingly surrender their children to this evil group once again, perpetuating the CCP's long-standing strategy of so-called conscription, sending the young to serve as cannon fodder for the party. So, beyond the fundamental needs of totalitarianism and dictatorship, and covering up internal conflicts within the regime and the military, they must unify thought, intimidate the military, threaten the people, and flex their muscles before the world to prevent or delay their demise. This is their core purpose. But let me tell you again, Hitler, who loved military parades, died at the hands of Americans who didn't. Stalin, who loved military parades, died in the wet of his pants, trampled to the ground by all his followers. No one in the parade-loving CCP has a good ending. And then there's the Japanese aggressor, Isoroku Yamamoto, who loved military parades. His plane was shot down by an ordinary soldier who was learning from his military parades, changing all the odds for the Japanese army on the international front.
And this is a great video from one of the greatest video from Miles Guo. I would say has so many moments, thousands of hours, a lifetime live broadcasting. It was really always astounding to watch his video again. And he basically uncover the psychology of all the dictators during these military parade. What do they want to do? They're intimidating their people, the Chinese people. You dare not to say no or do rebel for the CCP. You better just obey their rules and be their slaves forever. Otherwise, they can kill you anytime. And a lot of psychology about that. But most importantly, I think as many there's an old saying in China is CCP is just a paper tiger. They appear very intimidating, but actually they're not as strong as you thought. We need to really understand what's the secret behind it. Okay, now I'll give you the time to Chris again. Could you share elaborate more on your thoughts, please?
Okay, so I think that after watching Mr. Mausko's video, that any government that supports democracy, rule of law, human rights, and freedom should not attend a dictator's military parade. Like in this video, Mr. Mausko also tell us about Xi Jinping's fate in the future. And other videos can be found, such as those about beheading by strike or death due to health factors. One way or the other, Xi Jinping will fall just like the other dictators. Let's take a look at the fate of some leaders who attended the military parade with Xi Jinping in 2015. The South Korean President Park Geun-hye stepped down and was sentenced to prison. South African President Zuma stepped down and was sentenced to prison. Sudan President Bashir also stepped down and was sentenced to prison. And this time, India, South Africa, and Brazil from the BRICS did not participate in the military parade. Now let's look at the situation of the countries participating in this 2025 military parade. Iran's actual supreme leader, Khamenei, did not attend the military parade. And the demonstrations in Indonesia intensified, and President Subianto canceled his attendance at the CCP military parade. 1 week after the military parade, demonstrations erupted in Nepal, and Prime Minister Oli stepped down and went into exile abroad. So, these leaders who attend the CCP military parade have all destroyed their own countries in different aspects and to varying degrees. For example, in economic, rule of law, and human rights. The completely centralized Xi Jinping has also completely destroyed China. The real estate collapse, enterprise closing down, high unemployment rate, fiscal deficit, and also the organ harvesting. Not only the people, but even ordinary CCP officials are suffering. Xi Jinping has successfully brought China closer to the era of the Cultural Revolution. Back then, during the Cultural Revolution period, there was no internet. Information was easy to be manipulated. But in modern times, there is the internet. Various regressions and chaos in China can be seen in videos on the internet. So the question is, how long can this chaos last? I think this situation won't be last for long. Yeah, thank you.
Well, hopefully it will be all right for the rest of the world for a little while. I think, yeah, right. It's going to be a very short time. And then we go to Mr. Truth for your opinions, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. This very good question. How long can this chaos last? I mean, in China, do you know that I just received a phone call from a friend, and it is in a degree that most people really cannot survive anymore. So in the basic county, with average like 1 million population, okay, most of the shops are shut down, and people doesn't really have the cash to support the daily living, because most of the jobs, they maybe before they can earning like 3,000-4,000 RMB per month. Now it's just like 1,000 or even 500 if you want a job or not, because the unemployment is so high, and the business are not doing well. Most of them are closed down. So that's the situation. So how long will this last? And because we are living in the era of internet and information, people always have a way to find out. There's always a way where you can shift, like a new Federal Reserve of China, Mao School used to have all the information packaged and shifted to China. People will download them and put them on videos and in on a different format of like chips. Then they will play. So I know, if you want to find what's going on outside the world, and also what the true information about the Xi's dictatorship, Xi's emperorship system is, and the economic conditions, and you will find out that I think we just need probably another light lit to let the whole system, collapse. For example, Mao Score once suggested if we have the cars, in Beijing people have cars, right, on the Chang'an Street, where the CCP is, from east to west, Beijing, the major street. If you just have like 100,000 cars, or 200,000 cars, just park there, turn the ignition off, and throw the key away. That's it. This whole system doesn't function in the city, and then the CCP will be very frightened, and sooner or later, people will have these videos stopped to put there. So this whole, because of the traffic jam for 10 to 20K on Chang'an Street, the east to west of Beijing, it just shut down the whole operation of the city. That's one way to look at that. Another is there's so many different counties. You remember that? Oh, the bottom, the basic CCP system is governed by counties. We have like 2,000 counties in China. Majority population lives. So, and the leaders are also from local people as well. They're not that too bad. So they know each other, the brothers, sisters. I mean, if you cannot eat, cannot survive anymore, it is not hard to have a revolution where the local police and then local military will join the force with it and then start a demonstration. And that will soon be spread in China like a fire. It won't take a day if that happens. Okay, so I think we'll see something like that will happen. And as Chairman Ma once pointed out, the spark of light can actually burn the whole forest very quickly. So I hope that to the extreme level where most people cannot survive anymore, all right, that's where it will happen in that way. So the other way is on the top level, if Xi Jinping's oppositions, and if they find a way to control the guns. We haven't seen the guy who controlled the guns, the deputy secretary for the Chinese military. He didn't. Zhang Youxia, he didn't. Same come out in the parade. That maybe says something. Okay, he might be working behind and then just see what happens. So there must be intensive negotiation going on with the military power there. The show may be just a CCP as a group to show the world, to show the Chinese people, come on, we are still very powerful, we're going to take Taiwan. But I think if Xi Jinping doesn't take Taiwan sooner, I think he'll get challenged too. So there's many different ways the whole system can just fall down in a second. So I'm very optimistic about it. What about you?
Awesome. Thank you, both of you, for this detailed exposing. I think this is very important to tell the world, what's the status quo in China and what people think about it and what NFSC think about this dictator Xi. And eventually they're gonna die because the system doesn't allow him to survive for a long time. He's in big trouble, but he's still trying to cause this trouble to the rest of the world. That's the problem. We got to stop him right now. We still got some time. There is a video that we didn't share. Is a lot of people also talking about that she's is talking with Putin about the organ transplant, which is quite evil, but it's quite common in mainland China. Maybe both of you can share some of the information about that one. Chris, do you have any information that you would like to share with the audiences?
Sure. So if we look back, I think several months ago, there was a video of Xi Jinping aching and holding his, putting his hand around his heart during a meeting. So we know that there must be something wrong with his organs. And then this time during the parade, they were talking about the organ transplant. And we can see from Xi Jinping's face, his face looks darker than before. So I think that he might have just had an organ transplant. But they are talking about like doing organ transplant can give them longevity. But I don't agree with that, because we see that their living quality after the organ transplant is really bad, and they have to eat the medicine to sustain the organs after transplant. This is not a sustainable way of living. So, and we know that the organs from innocent people, that will also affect his whole body in the future. So that, I think that's the reason why maybe Xi Jinping will die suddenly, because of the too many times of the organ transplant will cause it. And also that if I'm him, I won't choose this way of life, because I prefer like a healthy body without any organ transplant. I prefer like just eat healthy and living healthy. That's this living quality is way better than the organ transplant. Yeah, so maybe Xi Jinping is talking about organ transplant, but he will regret that he did too many times of it. Thank you.
Yeah, not only the transplant is bad, but also where organs come from. Where do they come from? That's a big mystery in China. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands people are missing every year because of, especially young people, like young boys, young girls. They're just missing for no reason, and people always suspect that they're the victims of these organ harvesting. This is really sad, and it's extremely inhumane. And hopefully, the whole world will have to uncover the truth and hold them accountable. The CCP is definitely the monstrous organization on this planet. Now we'll go to Mr. Truth. You have some time to elaborate your thoughts on this.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I agree with Chris that you got to live in healthy. If you think about that, you can get someone else's organ while the person is alive, you committed, you committed killing. Okay, you killed the other person. Because all the organ transplant, I read a lot about it, that the person has to be alive. If the person is dead, then the organ is no good anymore. So they have to cut the people's organ, take the organ out while the person's still conscious, okay, still have a normal circulation, and so the organ's still fresh. What kind of system allowed to promote and popularize that business? It's business in China. CCP made it a business, okay. So that you also know that if you transfer a person's organ alive, what happens is the spirits will attach the organ, and they will find who is getting his organ, and her organ. So what happens is, as long as you get the organ in your dream, they will come to talking to you, and then they might just strangle you. You'll be dead again. So that's also very dangerous. You're gonna not living in peace. You're gonna live in a spiritual attack. What kind of quality of life is that? So those guys are talking about the living 150 years. Xi and Putin was talking about. And then later on, when Putin goes back to Russia, and he was interviewed, and the reporter asked, we'll play a video, and is that you and Xi Jinping was talking about that? He confirmed, yeah, President Xi talked about living 150 years of longevity, so we can keep govern, our country, and not dying, living, and the organ harvesting is the way to go. Yeah, that's the way. So I think Putin has confirmed that the Xi Jinping promoted the organ harvesting from the top. That's another crime against humanity. All right. So he's committed that, plus spread the COVID-19 virus into the rest of the world. Okay, organ harvesting, you name it. all those evil things combined together, same as happened in the communist system. So that system, it's time we take down the system. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And all of these have been shown to the world, exposing to the world, like how evil the CCP really is. Like Miles and a lot of NFSC has been telling the world, and now everything has been proved truth again. It's vindicated. So we gotta start thinking about how to hold CCP accountable, start to take really actions. First of all, stop their military aggressions and stop whatever the evil business they're doing, stop the oppression of the Chinese people, and stop oppression economically and militarily for the rest of the world, especially Taiwan area. And these are everything we need to speak to our friends, Congress, everything to help push for more progress, in terms of eliminating the CCP, and hopefully very, very soon we can see the end of the dictatorship, and it will give the rest of the world the peace and everything everybody wants. Okay, now I think time to wrap up. Thank you so much, Chris and Mr. Truth, for coming and share with your thoughts on this Xi's military parade, and really, really happy to discuss with you. And we have a couple of minutes to wrap up. Maybe we start from Chris and then Mr. Truth.
Well, I think that I would like. I think since we know that President Trump has been doing a lot recently, and Mr. Mouse will be released soon, and also that Xi Jinping health is declining. So everything is moving towards the good scenario. So I think the time for the downfall for the CCP is just a matter of time. So we need to keep fighting and keep pushing it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. And Chris, yes, once the system is so corrupted, and once the country, the government are not serving the interests of the people, okay, that's the time that we should take down the regime and the government and replace it with a government which is for the people. So let's take down the CCP. Thank you.
Take down CCP. Thank you.
100% take down CCP. Thank you. See you next time. Thanks for watching.
他们的恐惧是我们的武器，我们的胜利。谢谢了，兄弟姐妹们，你们健身了吗？行动，行动，行动！中共，你完了 ！Take down the CCP！
For the games you want to play, bring it on and I will fight to the end. Just watch and see. It's all started, everything's begun, and you are over. Cause we're taking down the CCP. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. We will fight till they're all gone. We rejoice when there's no more. Let's take down the CCP. They have all lied for too long. We will end what they do wrong. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. Let's take down the CCP. Let the bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win. You'll surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，你完了！干灭中国共产党这个 CCP， 才能让我们远离恐惧。Take down CCP。
They try to scare the nation with fabrication.
起来吧！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
站起来吧！
Let the bullets fly a little
为
longer.
奴役的人
Let
们
the bullets fly a little longer.
行动！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
行动！
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down, CCP!
Bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win your surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a
CCP!
little longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP!
longer.
Take it down, the evil CCP!